In the presidential election, the independent candidate Catherine Connolly and the Fine Gael candidate Heather Humphreys are preparing for tonight's primetime debate, the final debate before polling day on Friday. Earlier, there were renewed clashes over the work carried out by the independent candidate Catherine Connolly when she was a barrister and representing banks on home repossession cases.
On the day that 8 former presidents of the Irish Farmers Association backed Heather Humphreys, she also received the backing of independent rural ministers of state. She repeated her support for what she called rural pursuits like fox hunting.
Can I just say there's a lot of controls. There's a lot of controls in place around these pursuits. They're rural pursuits and they've been with us for many, many years.
There was also no change or regret from Fine Gael on its video, which asked why the independent candidate Catherine Connolly didn't declare in the Dáil that she'd represented banks on home repossession cases when acting as a barrister in the past.
I fully understand and respect the role a barrister has to play, but I also think it's very important that people are consistent in terms of their public utterances.
That line of attack was roundly criticised by the left-leaning parties which are backing the Connolly campaign.
And as somebody who has been a practising barrister myself in the past, I think this is really a new low, and indeed I think it may be an own goal for Fine Gael, judging by certainly the canvassing I'm doing and the response I'm getting.
What we've seen in the last 48 hours or so from Fine Gael is just desperation. They are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Attention now focuses on RTE's primetime presidential election debate, the final debate of this campaign before polling day on Friday. Paul Cunningham, RTE News, Leinster House.
Well, our political correspondent Micheál Lehane is in the primetime studio. And Micheál, the debate that's going to take place there this evening, the last big set piece of this campaign.
Yes, and I think the dominant themes of the campaign, things like neutrality, defence, overseas trips and, of course, housing are likely to be put under a rigorous spotlight once again tonight. And in some ways, it's no surprise that it is housing, that issue that has dominated political and social discourse for about a decade now, is a key part of this potentially decisive moment in this campaign. Whether that is a focus on Catherine Connolly's work as a barrister or Heather Humphreys' time in government where the homelessness figures continued to rise. For all that, though, I suppose it is notable and interesting to point out that when Saturday comes, all those political issues in what has been a highly politicised campaign will have to be parked to one side, and it is things like judgment and acting within the parameters of the Constitution that become the important thing. And also today, the Independent Ireland leader Michael Collins, whose party might make a call after tonight's debate on which candidate it will endorse, spoke about watching out for someone who can answer questions with poise under pressure. He also spoke about his hope that people will not throw dirt over the course of the debate. We'll have to watch out and see how that one goes, David.
Indeed. OK, Micheál Lehane, thank you for that.